See, man, I came to set some of y'all free today. You know what I'm saying? Shabbat Shalom. Uh, Prince Moshe, your host with the most. Like, share, and subscribe. So, hey, look, the problem with us as men is that we have no established order. And because of our captivity or because of the sins of our forefather, um, the established order has been broken. And this is the reason why a lot of, you know, black men, Negroes, African Americans, or whatever they want to call us, suffer because we're under a curse. You see what I'm saying? And that was purposely done so that uh, your blessings would be retarded from you. You know, like with fire, you got fire retard. Like if you buy like a a a a, a safe. Like let's say you buy a safe, and in the process of buying your safe, you got all your valuables in your safe, and something happens to your house and it burns, right? Well, that safe has a fire retard in it that keeps your precious things and your valuable items from being burned, right? And so it's kind of like that. And so I say all that to say this, that um, the Most High showed me long time ago uh, the reason that so many problems, are were occurring in my life, and so I feel like it's okay to, kind of let you into this dream, or to this vision that I had. And in the vision, uh, I was, kind of doing some things, uh, that, I shouldn't be doing, you know what I mean? I don't want to be too graphic, because, it's real censored. It's not PG, you know what I mean? But, you know, um, the Most High has showed me, giving fellatio to a woman. Let's say that, right? And, after, um, being, coming into who the man that I was supposed to be, he showed me that I was under a curse. Basically, that was the curse. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, you bowing down to a woman when you doing that. You see what I'm saying? And so he had showed me that that was what was occurring in my life. And once I had accepted him and accepted the faith and accepted the Torah and accepted the word of the Most High, um, all praises to the Most High Yahuwah, uh, through Yahusha Hamashiach, that I was breaking the curse. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what Egypt represents. Egypt represents bondage, and bondage is a curse. You see what I'm saying? And so when our forefathers sinned and broke the covenant and didn't keep the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, we came under the curse. The curse took us into bondage. You see what I'm saying? When you go back and you read about Balak and Balaam, you see what I'm saying? He couldn't curse what was blessed, but he could put us into sin, tempt us to sin, which is what the enemy does, to get us to curse ourselves. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we did. And so in our captivity, the woman was put over the man. So the established order was broken because there is an order in the Most High Yah. You see what I'm saying? And Paul was trying to help you understand that established order when he said, husbands, love your wives as you love yourselves, even as Christ has loved the church. You see what I'm saying? And so he gave us the information of the established order when he said that there's Yahuwah, then there's Christ Hamashiach, Yahusha Hamashiach, then there's man, then there's woman, and then there's the child. You see what I'm saying? And that is the order. But when we sinned, we broke that order. So because we broke that order, we have become in bondage to the feminine order. You see what I'm saying? To Egypt, because that's what they believed in Egypt, that the woman was goddess. You see what I'm saying? They believed that the woman, was the first birth the man, the mitochondrion or something like that. I hadn't really prepared for it, but and so you have to understand that um, that they worship the woman in Egypt. And that's why they took us back in Egypt, because they put us up under the feminine bondage. You know what I'm saying? Because the man is the head. I don't give a damn what no woman say. You know what I'm saying? The man is the head. The man has the authority. And then when you go to Hebrew, see, you got to understand, when we was brought here to America, or, when they conquered America, whatever, I really haven't had a chance to really, get into, the backdrop of everything, because my circumstances hasn't allowed me to study like I want to. But I'm just giving you, some jewels, dropping some jewels on you. You feel me? To the point to where, and I'm gonna be done here in a second. But they believe that the woman is goddess. You see what I'm saying? That the woman created everything. But you have to understand, in Hebrew, it's from right to left. But when we were brought here to America, it's from left to right. Or when they conquered, it's from left to right. You see what I'm saying? They made us dyslexic. So now it's from left to right. But if you look at the Hebrew letters, they're wrote from right to left. So you have YX, which is the God gene. You see what I'm saying? Which is the gene of a man. You see what I'm saying? YN is the gene of a man child, and XX is a woman. So the man came first, no matter what nobody says. The man was here first. And I can go into my theory of how things happen, as far as like with the meteors hitting the earth and bringing in the God gene. You see what I'm saying? And then another meteor hitting and bringing in the X gene, the XX gene, which is the feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to say is that in order to come from up under the bondage, from up under the curse, you see what I'm saying? Up under this feminine curse, because see, that's how Satan was a feminine energy. That's why when they show you Baphomet, they show you half goat, half human, and he got breast. You see what I'm saying? And because Satan is a feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? He was over the music. You know what I'm saying? Music is an emotional, is a rhythmic thing that controls emotions. You know what I'm saying? Love music. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I know I'm kind of going deep, but so what I'm trying to say to you is that in order to come from up under this bondage, you have to reestablish yourself with the covenant. You have to come back under the covenant in order. That's what the wilderness is for. The wilderness was to break the bondage, was to break the curse, because you have to go face Ha-Satan, which is the feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? In order to break the curse and to be a man and to regain your authority and your dominion over the earth. You see what I'm saying? That's why Christ, Hamashiach, went through the wilderness, and at the top of it, he had to face, Ha-Satan or Satan, and he said, if you bow down to me, I'm not bowing to no feminine energy. I am masculine. So, I'm just kind of trying to drop some jewels and some grapes, you know what I'm saying? Let the him with ears hear, hearken unto the word, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, peace and blessings. Shabbat shalom, peace and blessings.